guys, in this video, we're gonna be ranking every single gun in average day in America. Some of these guns are worse and others are absolutely insane. We're gonna be ranking these guns on 3 different aspects: how fast it can kill, the affordability of the gun, and overall. Like ammo, how fast it shoots, and range. Now we know that, we're gonna get right into the video. Okay, so the first gun that we got is a carbine. The carbine can 3-shot if you do headshots, so technically it can kill in around 1 second. But body shots take longer, and we'll say around like 5 seconds. And also, it is around $2,000, so I'll put it at an A. Okay, so next up we have the old rifle. The old rifle is in the hunting store, and it can't 1-shot. So for the kill time, minimum is like 10 seconds. It also does cost around $800, so it is sort of expensive. And overall, it's kind of a buns gun, so we'll go like a D tier. Alright, so next we have the defense shotgun. The defense shotgun is a free and paid gun, and it could be found in the house in Benton for free. It does 1-shot, but you do have to go really close to whoever you want to kill. The price is around $700 if you do buy it, so it is also a good amount of money. Points for how you can find it for free. Overall, I'll put it in around B tier. Okay, so next we have the combat pistol. The combat pistol is $600, and it doesn't 1-shot, but it does kill pretty quickly if you headshot the player enough. It takes around 5 seconds to kill someone if you only do headshots, but it does also have really good accuracy if you are shooting from a distance. So I'll put it at, let's say, like a B tier. Okay, so next we have the revolver. The revolver is in the gun store at the casino, and it costs around like $450. It does 1-shot headshot, but the only difference between this gun and the heavy revolver is that the normal revolver does less damage than the heavy. Heavy revolver does around 3 shots in a body shot to kill someone, and the revolver does like 5. I'll rate the revolver at an A. Same with the carbine. Alright, so the next gun that we got is the compact revolver. The compact revolver is also in the gun store behind the casino where this revolver is. You can also get it for free by getting the armory key and robbing the armory at Fairfield Sheriff's Office. It does significantly worse than the rest of the other revolvers, but you can get it for free. Overall, I'll rate it at around a C tier just because it does perform worse than all the rest of the revolvers. Okay, so for next gun we have the AR. The AR does 2 shots to the head and 5 to the body, and you can only get it from the gun crate, so it costs like $2,000, or if you want to count the percentages, then it costs like $4,000 or $6,000. It is a really good gun, and it has a high fire rate, so I'll put it around an A. For a military rifle, it does about the same damage as the AR, but it does shoot a little bit slower, so I'll put it at actually I'll put this down. Actually, no, I'm gonna put the old rifle here. I'll put this like this, the defense shotgun with this, and I'll put the military right here. Actually, no, AR, I'm gonna put it with AR. So. Okay, the semi-stand. I see a lot of people glaze this, but actually, no, it does do damage. Like, for how expensive it is, like $800, and it does 3 to the head and like around 7 to the body. I'll put it at like a B tier because it just doesn't do as much damage as these guns. And now we have the auto pistol. Auto pistol is really fast, but it is kind of expensive and it doesn't do as much damage. So I'll put it around. I'll put it right here. Honestly, I'll put carbon. Okay, for the compact rifle, it costs like $1,700 at the garage, at the storage container, but it does good, somewhat decent damage. For some reason, it performs like the semi-stand, but just like an auto. So I'll put it like the same tier, just because it's auto, but for some reason, semi-stand does more damage. Okay, now we have the Patriot. I know this is the best gun in the game, but it's like a 1% chance. You're gonna have to spend at least like $50K just because it's like really like expensive to get it. I'll put it at an S. So what am I gonna put? Okay, now we have the micro SMG. The micro SMG does around 5 shots to the head and around 10 to the body, but it does shoot like really fast, so I'm gonna put it around. The heavy pistol does 1-shot the head, and it's around a 4-shot to the body, but I'll put it in around like, I don't know, the accuracy is not as good as these. I'll put it right there, and I'll also move micro SMG down. Alright, I'm gonna put defense shotgun down here. Alright, so I think this is more fair. And now we have the heavy revolver. Heavy revolver, it has really good accuracy, and it does 1 shot to the head and only 3 to the body. But it is like $700. It just has really good accuracy, and it does 1 shot like at pretty much any distance. So I know you guys might hate me for this, but I'll put it at like an S. That's because it's cheaper than these guns, and it does headshot. And I know people hate it because a lot of no skill people use it. I'll put it there just because of how it performs. Okay, so the semi-mac does 5 to the head and 8 to the body. So I'm pretty sure, let me check. It is like basically the same damage as the micro SMG, and it doesn't even do auto. So you have to do every single shot like individually. So I'm not gonna lie. Actually no, it should be. I don't care. I'm putting it right there. So now we have the enforcement pistol. The enforcement pistol, you can get it for like, I think it's like $300, but you can also get it for free in the in Newberry's police station, and it does pretty decent damage. It does 3 to the head and 7 to the body. So I'll put it at like, you know what, like right here, because it does good. Like its stats are good and it's free. And now we have the SMG. SMG, it does shoot really fast, but okay, so the SMG, it does do less damage than the micro SMG, but it shoots just so fast. You can probably kill someone in like max 3 seconds. So I'll put it at, where put this? Right here. Okay, so before we start again, I'm gonna move some stuff. I'll put compact down here. I'll move semi-stand up. SMG, I'm gonna move down. Actually, it was kind of hard, bro. I'll move. So you guys be getting mad at me, but carbine basically costs 2,000 because it's the most common one in the gun crate, and it's also full auto, like one of the full auto rifles that do a lot of damage. So I'm gonna move it up here, and I'm gonna move military rifle up. I'll move it around later in the video. Alright, so now we got semi carbine. Semi carbine does 3 shot to the head and 7 shot to the body, but because it's not auto and it costs like semi carbine, I think it costs like 12.50 or something. So I'll put it at an A. Right, and also I'm gonna move carbine down. Right, now we have the infantry rifle. So the infantry rifle does 2 shots to the head and around 6 shots to the body, but it does shoot relatively fast compared to the other rifles. So, and also it's really good accuracy. So I'll put it around where this is. Also, I'm thinking about for the compact rifle, I'm gonna move this down to here. Semi, I'm gonna move down. Carbine, I'm gonna move down. Alright, now we have the suppressed carbine. So the suppressed carbine, for some reason, it does more damage to the head compared to the semi carbine, but it also, the perks of having the suppressed carbine is that you can't hear the shot if you are being shot from a far distance, and also it is like just one, it's like, I think it's like a 16% chance or 30% chance to get the suppressed carbine. So I'm gonna put it at a high S+. I'll put it right there. Alright, so the service rifle. Alright, so the service rifle is a burst gun, so it shoots like 3 shots every time you shoot once, but it does, technically, if you're counting the burst as 1 shot, it does 1 shot the head and it does 2 shot the body. But if we're being real here, it does 3 shots every time it does a burst, so it does do less damage. But if you are going close range, then it's a really good gun. So I'll put it at this level because it's not as good as these guns, but it's not as bad as these. Now I have the hunting sniper. The hunting sniper is, of course, it's a sniper, but it 1 shots to the head and 3 shots to the body at basically any distance. So, and also I'm pretty sure it's like a 1% chance in the gun crate. I'll put it right where the Patriot is because of how expensive it is. Why is music kind of tough though? Alright, we're down to the last floor, and we got the combat shotgun. The combat shotgun does 1 to the head and 2 to the body, but the range on this gun is not very good just because it is a shotgun. So I'll put it at where the semi carbine is because it can 1 shot, and if you are close range, it can kill really quickly. So now we have the marksman rifle. The marksman rifle does 2 to the head and 4 to the body. Also, it does cost, like, I'm not sure about this, but I think it costs around the same as the carbine, like 1,200. I'll put it right there. Alright guys, so I just checked, and turns out that you can get the hunting sniper with the scope and everything for like $4,000. So yeah. Alright, so the hunting rifle is around $1,500, and you can get it from the hunting store, but it does do like 1 to the head and 3 to the body. So it's around the same as the hunting sniper, but I'm pretty sure it can't do like the long range stuff, but it is also a really good gun. So in its own category, I'll put it at like this, because it doesn't shoot as fast as these assault rifles. Alright, so the last gun that we got is the compact pistol. Alright, so this is the cheapest gun in the game, so the stats are not as good. It has 7 to the head and 11 to the body, not counting the long range, and it is like $300. And okay, just because it's cheap, I'll put it at like this level. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down anything in the comments that you think I could change. And also join the Discord for giveaways, or if you just want to hang out with the community. And or if you want to see new videos, or even be in one. Thank you for watching, thank you.